Hello everybody. In today's video we will be working on a Pentax ME Super camera. As you can see here, this camera came to us with a locked up mirror. If I just pull on it slightly, you'll see that it goes back up in the original position. Based on all I see here preliminarily, I am suspecting that the problem could be twofold. It can be either a mirror cylinder with a degraded washer gasket, or it could be a washer that's typically deteriorates and corrupts on this side here and creates the slow motion issue with the levers that needs to be addressed as well. So I'm not sure exactly whether it's one or the other. It could be that or it could be both. So let's go ahead and dive into this repair, see what's going on, and hopefully we'll be able to fix the problem. As always, let's go ahead and remove the battery first. Put that away. So we got 3 screws here to remove the bottom plate. Okay, 3 wires, red, blue, and green. I'm gonna go ahead and desolder those. Okay, so let's remove our film door. Two back screws. Two screws on the side. And there'll be 2 screws here as well. We'll take that one out first because we have access to it. Then let's remove the rewind knob. That's another screw here. All right, so now with everything removed, we should be able to lift this up. Okay, yep. So it should be it for the top cover. Let's go ahead and inspect what we have here. If there's any obvious issues we can identify. All right. Everything looks to be clean here. Okay. Right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and continue with the disassembly. Okay, so the self-timer lever is the first one. I'll pull this leatherette back a little bit. So we have access to the panel, and we've got 4 screws. We're not gonna remove them quite yet. I am gonna start by removing the components from the top cover, from the top plate, before we can remove the front panel. So this right here is an ASA dial assembly. So that's gonna be 2 screws here. Got another one here. And 2 screws here holding the viewfinder. One more for the front panel. All right. Okay. So let's see if we need to remove this. I don't believe so. I think we should be okay keeping it soldered. You know what? I don't like it being loose like that. Let me go ahead and remove it for now. The red wire too. Okay, then we've got the red and the blue. And let's see what we have here. There's multiple modifications of the ME Super cameras with different circuitries. The wiring could be slightly different. I think there's at least 2, maybe even 3 combinations of the wiring from the front panel to the main board. So let's see, what do we have? We have white, brown, copper, and pink. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for the wiring. Hope there is nothing that I was missing, but we'll see soon. And it's not a big deal, it's just 1 extra wire to remove, but let's go ahead and take out these 4 screws next. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move the shutter side of the camera away, and let's see what we can find here, if anything. looks like this mechanism is completely seized. I mean, it's just not even budging. See this lever right here? It's just so stiff. It's pretty much not responding to the winding mechanism at all. All right, so let's go ahead and, this is what I suspected. Let's go ahead and remove this screw here. What do we have here? Completely destroyed and crumbled washer. That basically prevents this entire mechanism from properly moving in both directions. Let's go ahead and clean this area a little bit. There's some residue of that sticky washer remaining on the screw. So I'd like to go ahead and, jumped out. Hopefully we can get rid of everything here so this problem never comes back again. Okay, now this is the way it's supposed to move. It's supposed to basically spring back and forth. Okay, perfect. So this is good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a drop of oil in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and test it out. 1, 2, 3. But I'm also noticing that this back seal is deteriorated. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. and replace it. Okay, so this looks to be okay. Now this is that cylinder pump I was referring to earlier. It also has a similar quality material washer inside, and it tends to deteriorate over time. Now this doesn't seem to be a problem now, since you can clearly see it bounces it back up, okay, in a neutral position. But you never know when it's gonna fail. So let's go ahead and try to replace this guy as well, or actually remove it. As a preventative maintenance. Very poor access to that area here, but let's see if we can disassemble it. Yep. All right, so we got this out. Okay, so this is that rubber washer, or what used to be rubber, now is just completely deteriorated substance. Let's go ahead and move this debris out of our way. Okay, so the cylinder is back in place. Let's put these little washers in there as well. Now we'll position a spring around that lever. Okay. Everything looks to be okay now. All right, let's put this away. See how we're looking. There's a little bit of a dust and debris in there, so let's go ahead and clean as much of it as possible. So let's see, there's this slot that we need to remove this flex board from carefully, and now a couple of slotted screws we need to loosen up, and that's what's holding the prism in place. Okay, let's go ahead and lift it just a bit, see if we can get away with just blowing it in like that. Not quite. Okay, let's see what's holding us here. Okay. There we go. Perfect, everything looks good here. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the prism from both sides. Let's put the board back in place. All right. All right, let's look at the shutter. So the only thing I'm gonna do here, let me just make sure that it's properly responding to winding. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the shutter magnet just to be on the safe side. Like so. And I think we're done and we're ready to put it all back together. Okay, looks like it's in place properly because mechanically we're able to release it. Perfect. Let's go ahead and secure the front panel. go ahead and clean these ASA contacts because they can get corrosion and oxidation a little bit. This one is not too bad, but since we're already here, might as well just clean them. Forgetting one thing here. Yeah, this purple wire, I better solder it before I put the ASA plate on. Otherwise, I won't have good access to it. Okay, so let's look at this mess here. What do we got? A whole lot of wires. I have to put it at a different angle to get better access to this. Sorry if you can't really see it from this side, but got no choice. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it or not before, this camera is definitely a pain in the butt to disassemble because of the way the wiring has been designed around the circuit board. Access is really tight. You really have to see what you're doing there. Okay, I think we should be okay here. Now let's organize these wires as best as possible so they don't get in the way. Now let's clean these contacts. Okay, I'll put one screw in and we'll flip it over, wire these 3 wires, and then I'll run a quick mechanical and electronic test to make sure that everything is working. Then I'll put it all back together completely. Okay, I'm gonna put one screw here to secure it better, and down the winding lever. Perfect. Everything looks okay here. All right, let me check the manual speeds. All right, I think we can put it all back together. Everything looks as it should. Okay. So now all that's left is basically external cleaning, and that should pretty much do it. All right, so that'll do it for us. Thank you for watching.